Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the show. Now, we're having a little bit of a technical issue. Hello, I think we've just resolved it. Good evening, Jeff. You're back in the truck. What happened?
You know what? I had the most beautiful view set up you could ever imagine for the show, and it started hailing.
Oh, no!
Yes.
I wonder what's gone wrong.
Welcome to Washington.
Well, so far we've got Alison O'Brien with us. We've got Roland Barr. Good evening, Roland.
Welcome to Washington.
And we've got Ernie's joined us tonight, and Emma Whitcomb is in the house.
Oh, you know what? I forgot to text Ian and tell him that we were doing the show.
Good evening, Steve. Clark's just joined us. So, without any further ado, I'm going to tell you what I've been up to this week, and then Jeff can tell you what he's been up to this week, because boy, has he been up to a lot, and he's about to get up to a whole lot more. And we've got some interesting news, and we're going to be doing our first ever live stream away from home. I'll tell you more about that later. We'll be doing a live stream from somewhere else, but more about that later. So what have I been up to this week? Well, we've had a busy week this weekend. What did I do on Saturday? It was Night at the Abbey this year, and Night at the Abbey, basically they light the Abbey up with some pretty colours. That's better. And they have bands on. Some friends of mine, the Three Daft Monkeys, turned up this year. And I was working with a guy called Jesse, who I've known for many years, and his friend Rat Scabies from the Damned, and they were playing up there, so I recorded that as well. I think Jeff has just disappeared again, so I'm going to keep talking. And then what do I do? Oh, yesterday was Monday. Sunday we went to the Ritz, the Riders in the Sky doings, which is basically a guy got killed on his motorbike quite a few years ago, and since then these bikers have been coming together in Glastonbury, and they go out on a massive rides. 300 to 400 bikes often are involved, and they go off and they raise money, and they've raised over £100,000 since they've been going for the air ambulance, which is absolutely brilliant. And then yesterday, I think Jeff's still having problems. There's Jeff now. Yesterday we had, let's get rid of this one. Hang on, remove that one. Yesterday we had a bit of a do at a local pub called the Beckett's, which again you're going to find out more about later. Now, Jeff has just disappeared as I was going to ask him a question, so I won't ask him the question. What I'm going to do is, while we're waiting for Jeff to get his technical stuff sorted out, I'm going to run a video, because otherwise it's going to get very boring, and I'm going to show you what happened at the Riders in the Sky yesterday. Good morning and welcome back to the channel. This morning you find me at Abbey Moor Stadium. However, as you know, I'm not a football fan. I am, however, a big fan of motorbikes. So we're here for the Ritz Day. Let's go see what's happening. So what's currently happening is the bikes are all turning up at 10 o'clock, which is in about 25 minutes. They're all going to go out on a ride, and then they'll all be back here for 12:30 when the day begins. But for now, let's go and have a look at some bikes. Well, and ladies and gentlemen, we are here on the stage at Ritz for some announcements, and the crowd has turned up.
Are we all bright and cheery this morning? A very warm welcome to Riders in the Sky 2024. It's really great to see so many of you here today. And as we know, it's a new venue for us this year, but so far so good. It's all going as it should. So we really appreciate you making the effort and coming down here today. Obviously, Glastonbury Football Club, I just wanted to say a big thank you to them for obviously letting us hold it here today, and all their volunteers. So thank you very much, Glastonbury Football Club. As many of you have probably been here and supported us over the last 11 years that we've been doing this. Obviously, the reason we do this is all in memory of our friend Lee Baker, who sadly died in a motorcycle accident in 2010. And as a group of family and friends, we decided that we wanted to do something in his memory and also raise some money for charity. We've been able to create this charity, and he did a lot of work himself. So we want to continue that legacy and keep that going. So we started this up as a bit of a, we'll give it a go and see what happens, and here we are now, all these years down the line, and raised so much money for the air ambulance. So total today, before today, we've raised a grand total of 101,597.96. So absolutely amazing amount. Thank you.
So there we go. There we are. I'm back again. Hello, Jeff. You look like a man who's having technical troubles.
Oh man, I don't care how well you prepare for the show. I had the equipment all set up down on the Elwha River by the bridge.
It looked great.
It did, and we tested it. Everything worked, and it started hailing, and I got hit in the eye with a hailstone. So yeah, it was crazy. It was insane. But I'm here now. We have Station Master with us.
Evening, Ernie. And we've got Ernie tonight as well.
Ernie, yes. Ernie is in Glastonbury, correct?
He was yesterday. He's back home now.
We got Steve Clark with us. Hello, Steve. We are Roland Barr from the beautiful Black Forest in Germany. Allison O'Brien. Emma Whitcomb with us. Emma says, hello, I'm here. I've actually made it, and we are glad you are here.
We are. We're definitely. That's big thumbs up right there, look. And fireworks to go with it. Don't ask me how I did that, because I haven't got a clue.
That's actually quite impressive.
It wasn't bad, was it? So there we go. Look, there we go. I don't know if I can do it again. No. Oh, there it goes. Look, obviously thumbs up gives you a fireworks display. What do you think? He likes it as well. Brilliant. So, yes, Jeff. Now, I was telling people in the run-up earlier on that you're having a bit of a week this week because you're actually at home, aren't you? And what are you doing? Let's have a talk about what you're up to, because it's quite interesting.
I'm actually at home. I'm in Montesano, which is why it went from sunshine to hail, and now it's going back to sunshine. I'm actually home. I'm attempting to buy an RV because I'm getting ready to retire.
Mm-hmm. And that's what you're going to live in. For those of you, if you don't know what an RV is, most of you do, but an RV is what we would call a camper van, or it's a bit bigger than that. I mean, our camper vans are based on a transit. These things are based on Greyhound buses. There's a difference of scale, isn't there? You got bigger roads.
Yes, and fuel is significantly cheaper here.
Yeah. So we've got, to give some people some idea, we've got just 3 of the camper vans that you were looking at, or you're going to look at in the next day or so. So I thought we'd run these through, and you could just sort of talk people through what they are and what you're looking at.
Sure, sure.
There you go.
This one is it's actually sitting in Shelton. I really like it because it's been remodeled and they took all the furniture out of it. The chassis is basically a Greyhound bus. It's a Freightliner engine, Allison transmission, and a bus frame.
Absolutely, and it's big enough to live in. I mean, my first bed sit was smaller than that. Let's move on. This one's slightly different. Tell us about this one.
That one is sitting in Shelton, which is not very far away. I really like it. It's pretty inexpensive. I guess it needs a little bit of work. So I'm going to go and then tomorrow I'm going to go and look at it.
Mm. Yeah, and that's got a front engine. The other two have got rear engines, haven't they?
Yeah, this one's a front engine. It's a Chevrolet engine and transmission. Very easy to work on. It's a lot smaller than the other one. This is a Class C. The other one is a Class A.
Okay, I gotcha. Right, and then the last one we got to look at is this one.
That one is actually sitting at a dealership. They want very little money for it. I think it needs a little bit of work. It has the distinction of having the composite body, which doesn't rust and all that. So I'm kind of interested in it.
Kind of looks tidy, doesn't it? And there's another one you're going to look at after the show, straight after the show tonight, aren't you?
After the show, yes, I'm actually going over to the military base in Tacoma. I'm actually going over there. There's one for sale. It is a really big one, and it has it's a Freightliner engine with the Allison transmission. It's a Greyhound bus, is what it is basically.
Yeah. Plenty of room for maneuver there.
Yeah, RVs over here in the States, new, they're 300,000. 5 years later, they're 30,000. 10 years later, they're 8,000. They really go down in value.
Really quickly. And then you get more for your money then, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like the ones with the Freightliner engines, those things run 1 million miles. So,
yeah. I mean, it must be in one point. It must be quite exciting because you're kind of choosing your forever home, really, aren't you? When you leave work. But on the other hand, it's like I know what it's like when you're buying a car. Are you going to get the right car? Is it going to be reliable? Are you taking a chance? And you got all that, and you've got to live in it as well.
Well, the problem that we have here in the States is when they get, toward the end of their life. Even though the engine and transmission is still running and still capable, they look really bad, and they're shunned from the really good RV parks and that kind of stuff. So it's more important. Not only is it important that it be fairly reliable and all that, but it's also important that it is good looking enough to be able to go where you want to go. Like you see people here, the school buses are quite inexpensive and people buy them and they overhaul them into RVs. Well, that's fine. But a lot of the RV parks, they have no school bus rules. So
yeah.
Ernie says it's huge. And Emma says the first and third one.
The first and third one, yeah. It's funny because we were quite keen on the middle one at first, weren't we? But it's kind of slipped because these other ones have turned up and they look quite nice.
Station Master says the second one looks tired. Yes, that is true. It is true. However, I'm going to be retired. And a lot of these RVs have been sitting outside, and that's why they look tired. They can be spruced up. I mean, I have lots of time. The important thing is that they just not have any damage. I went and looked at one yesterday, and it had been broke into. And all of the luggage doors were destroyed, but it was really inexpensive. And I went to the RV place and I asked about the luggage doors. They're $400 a piece. So, you know, that rules that one out.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just going to move it along a little bit because you've got a few things to cover tonight, Jeff.
Can I say really quick that Jackie's asking me, hi, Jeff, did you message me about my dad? Yes, I did. I asked you what your father did for a living because I saw a picture of him on your Facebook page, and he was wearing a very, very nice suit. It was a very nice, very expensive, tailored, very nice suit.
Oh, a solicitor or something, maybe. Right. Okay. Well, one of the other things I did this weekend was yesterday. I went to the Beckett's Inn. Now, it's an amazing pub run by an amazing lady, and she's got some amazing staff behind her. But it is a very community-oriented pub. So we went along to celebrate her being there 25 years, and this is what happened. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. We're outside the Beckett's and we're there for a really good reason. Let's find out why. Well, behind me you see the Beckett's. In my humble opinion, probably the best pub in town. The reason I say that is because it's a community pub. Lots of communities are based here. Many activities are based here. And they give you a friendly welcome when you walk in. So let's go and see the reason behind that friendly welcome. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. The reason this is the best pub in the town. This lovely lady here, Bridget, 25 years. She's got a mouthful of food. That's why I chose to come in just then, so she couldn't say anything. And look at this, ladies and gentlemen. So, a hog roast containing one hog.
One whole pig.
One whole hog, yes, absolutely. And cakes.
The most amazing crackling.
And the most amazing crackling, which is keeping you busy. It's almost time for a surprise for Bridget. So let's see what happens, shall we? Oh my God.
And it's got a little plaque on there.
It's a moon hair.
It's from all your customers and all your staff. And it's all been handmade.
It's beautiful. Thank
Happy
you.
anniversary.
Come on, speak! Speak!
And we've also got a card. Hello.
I have spent 3 days trying to download pictures off of Facebook to pin up to show people, and somebody's managed to do it and put it on a card. Well, all I'll say is 25 years. I moved in on John's birthday, and he said it was the best birthday present he could have had. He then lied to me because he told me I'd never have to work in the pub. And here I am 25 years later.
Hooray!
And he taught me everything I know. And when other people didn't believe in me, he did.
Yeah.
Always believe in you. And I'm just surprised I've lasted.
Well done, you.
So here's to the next. I don't think I'll make 25.
15.
But
Go for 15.
we'll go 3 at a time. I have signed a new lease. I've got another 3 years.
Yeah.
And I'd like to know that I can sign it again after that. So I will be here as long as I can still stand. I mean, I'm slightly incapacitated at the moment, but it's only a temporary thing. and we just want to keep taking Beckett's onwards and upwards. And it's all thanks to all you guys.
And you.
No water in the pub. There's nothing to do with me. I used to just sit in a chair and sleep.
That's part of the appeal, Bruce.
That's what works. It's not, because apparently my snoring keeps frightening the customers. So it's thanks to the team that are behind me, holding me, carrying me, and driving the pub forwards for me.
Yeah.
And I've been very lucky over the years with all the staff we've had here. And here's to many more years.
There you go. Great lady running a great
What a
pub.
lovely story, and what a lovely garden.
Yeah, the garden. That's actually what you saw tonight was just snatched out of the actual film that I'm still editing. There's more to go in it. There should be music in it, and also it's got the mayor in it because he turned up. That garden is part of our Glastonbury in Bloom entrance every year, and every year it wins. It is amazing. Loads of love and attention has been lavished on that garden. It's got some beautiful benches down at the bottom, which are where the green men sit. It really is nice, and that lady is so special. That pub is not like most pubs you go into now. They're fairly transient. The landlord may have been there for 10, maybe 12 years. This lady's been there 25 years, and she's put her stamp on it in such a way that it's a community-based pub. The Green Men are based there. The Dragons meet there. Loads of stuff. There's a sewing group meets in there. And people who go in there are locals. And if you go in and you're not a local, you get a great welcome. And the staff in there are fantastic. In the full-length video, you meet the staff as well. But,
It hasn't been bought by Jeremy Clarkson or somebody from California yet.
well, no, but the lease is owned by these people who would, if they had their chance, turn it into a sports bar, which, believe you me, would last about a week in Glastonbury, and it would be closed and locked down. It just, a sports bar in Glastonbury, it would be like, I don't know, it's just crazy. But it's an absolutely amazing pub. If you come to Glastonbury, I recommend it. And they've got this great thing going. They don't do food. And the Indian over the road, which is right opposite, doesn't have a drinks license. So you can buy drinks in the pub and take them over the road and sit down and have your curry with your drinks, or the curry house will deliver into the pub where you are already with your drinks. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I just love the place. And so when she said she was having this event, I was there. I was straight in. What's happening in the comments, Jeff?
We have the Wandering Ponderer that just came in. Hello, everyone. He says, Ponderer will be with us later, but only briefly. We asked him to pop in tonight to tell everybody what he did for his 70th birthday yesterday. And basically, I think he kind of overdid it because he's kind of under the weather today. So
he got drunk, very, 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 very drunk, and had to be escorted home in a police car. But we won't go into that.
Ernie says, best pub in the world for me, hail the Green Men.
Absolutely, because the Green Men, but Ernie is part of the Green Men, and so he knows that pub well.
Jackie says he drove lorries. She's talking about her father. He drove lorries delivering fruit and veg to all the small grocery stores. I saw it in her profile photo. She had a whole picture of her family. Very nice family. Very nice. A big family. Let's see. What else have we got going here? I think that pretty much catches us up, I think.
I haven't said good evening to Bernie yet. Good evening, Bernie. How you doing, buddy? Glad to see you put your trains away. That's essential. Now,
You know, it's funny. he didn't. He resisted doing his train setup videos, and they're by far his most popular. Everybody loves them.
I know they are brilliant. I love them. I love them.
There's no rhyme or reason to this YouTube stuff, is there?
There isn't. There isn't. There's a bit like something else. There's no rhyme, no reason to. And this evening, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to help us settle a discussion that Jeff and I have been having regarding a certain beverage. Now, to you or I, coffee is normally something you drink hot, often very milky. I'm quite partial to the odd mug of latte, as it happens. But you see, in America, they've got this relationship with ice, a bit like the Eskimos. You know, they've got this thing, they've got ice going on everywhere. So Jeff is in heaven if somebody makes him a coffee and throws a bucket of ice in it. What can I say? What can I say? So in an effort to convince me of the error of my ways, bearing in mind I've tried one of these out of a what are they called, Star Child, and that was horrible. And then I tried another one and I didn't like that either. Anyway, so Jeff, bless him, went to the local mocha hut in Montesano, and he chatted up the young lady in there, and he's managed to get us a film showing how it's made. I've not seen all of it yet, so I'm going to sit and watch it with you.
I should preface it by saying that the local mocha hut is the Bulldog Brew. It's a local mocha hut here in town. They have outside seating and stuff. It's the one I go to. The lady that runs it, Kylie, it's a very nice lady. And yeah, here we go.
Okay, let's see what it's all about.
It's Jeff. I'm back in Montesano today, and I'm at my favorite mocha hut. And today we are going to make an iced mocha, and I'm going to show you how it's done. The little mocha hut in Montesano, the Bulldog Brew, has been here for many, many years. It is a loved institution here in Montesano, and it is extremely fun on a sunny day like today to sit outside and enjoy a delicious mocha. And today, Kylie will show us how an iced mocha is made, a truly good iced mocha.
Okay, here's a single shot.
Single shot goes in the cup. There's chocolate syrup in the bottom, and it gets stirred.
Okay, it comes with 3 espresso shots, 2% milk.
And you're gonna throw a little bit of half and half in it for me.
Yep.
All the flavor and half the guilt.
A splash of half and half in there.
And of course, Americans' favorite thing, ice.
We love ice. Okay. Stir it for you.
And a little whipped cream on top.
Pick up the whip.
And there you have it, folks, an iced mocha. And
It's
you,
lit.
what's your name?
Kylie.
Kylie at Bulldog Brew.
That's me.
Thank you very much.
Well, there you go. Do you think, in the comments, would you like to drink one of those? We're going to have a straw poll, I think.
I think we could put the station master in the no column. He said, I do like my coffee, but some iced coffees are so diluted by the ice, they don't taste like coffee.
That is a problem. The ice melts and it dilutes the coffee.
Yeah, they don't last that long for me, especially a really good iced mocha.
No, I can imagine not. I mean, I don't know. I did try them. I mean, there's 2 drinks from America that I have a problem with them. Ice mocha is one of them. The other one is iced tea. Is that a mocha you got there, Jeff?
Italian soda, cherry Italian soda.
Oh, nice. So yeah, the other one is the tendency to put ice in tea and loads of sugar. I mean, basically, if you don't know what iced tea is, you basically get about 150 tea bags, put them in a bucket, boil up loads of water until it turns into like a tea stew, and then you hike all the 150 tea bags out, get about 10 pounds of sugar until you get like a super saturated solution, so any more and the sugar starts to come out again, and then you get about a ton of ice and throw that in, and then you serve it up to your neighbours when they come round. Hey neighbour,
We got a positive vote. Ernie says I'd try it.
Oh dear, we could try it. I tried it, but I wasn't convinced.
You know what? I think it loses something in the translation. I think that if you went to your local stand and asked for a iced mocha, I don't think it would be the same as what you would get, as Kylie would make for you. I don't believe that for a single minute.
The syrup is Ghirardelli, isn't it? I mean that.
I think so. Yeah, either Nestle or Ghirardelli. Yes.
I mean, I think when I come to America, I will try both of these beverages. Although I'm not so certain about the iced tea, but I would try these beverages because it may be in their hometown where they're made properly. Who knows? Who knows? Anything in the comments, Jeff? Have we got?
Barry West just popped in. Evening, Gabriel and Jeff and everyone.
Got your message the other day. Thank you. Great bank holiday. Great bank holiday.
Darren Tribe says you can try iced coffee in Stourbridge. Gabe, hello, Jeff from Darren and Gail.
Oh, hi guys. Well, I mean, I yes, absolutely. Do you know what? I'm so looking forward to this. I left a message. I should tell the viewers about this. We've had plans for a while to take Merlin on an odyssey. Everybody if you've seen the channel, you've probably seen Merlin. If you've been to Glastonbury or you know Glastonbury, you know who Merlin is. But before he was a Merlin in Glastonbury, he lived in a place called Bridgnorth, which is in kind of the northwest Midlands, getting out towards Shropshire way. And he had a shop there, and it was quite an amazing shop by all accounts. And he did the crystals and he did all the pagan stuff. He even managed to upset the local church. And there was a newspaper article. They wanted to run him out of town. Can you believe that? Oh dear. Anyway, I met these lovely guys who have this little company called Peaky Finders, and which is a play on obviously Peaky Blinders. Anyway, the lady told me that she bought her first crystal from Merlin in his shop many years ago. And we got talking and we thought, hey, wouldn't it be fun if we could take Merlin back to where he was for a long time, apparently. I mean, he wasn't a fly-by-night. He was there for quite a long time. So the plan was hatched. I found Merlin later that day and said, Merlin, do you fancy going back to Bridgnorth on an odyssey? And he said, yeah, why not? Let's do it. So we extended it a little bit more. On Thursday morning at 8:30, Merlin is meeting me at the bus stop in Glastonbury outside the town hall as Merlin. And we are going to travel from Glastonbury by bus to Bristol and then by train to Birmingham New Street, one of the busiest stations in the country, where he's going to walk dressed as Merlin through the crowds, past the enormous bull. They've got an enormous bull. It's a link to the bull ring, I think. I'm not quite sure what's going on. And we're going to have Merlin stood under that before we catch our next train to Stourbridge Junction. Now, at Stourbridge Junction lies one of my bucket list items, and that is there's a short branch from Stourbridge Junction to Stourbridge town. It's less than half a mile, I think. It's not very long. And they have this single coach that goes up and down this track. It's a 12-seater. It's tiny. And it's the only one. It's completely unique on the British rail system. And I've always wanted to travel on it. So the end of this odyssey will be me and Merlin traveling on this little 12-seater from Stourbridge Junction to Stourbridge Town, and I can't wait. So that's going to be coming up when we're going to be obviously filming all of that. So there will be a film of the journey, and then there'll be a film made of the next day where we actually go to Bridgnorth, where Ray had his shot, and we film that. And then on Sunday, I think we're going to see Stourbridge itself. I'm not quite sure. On Saturday. And then we're coming home. And here's a little something, a little sideline of the respect I have for Merlin. We were going to go Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And he said, oh, I can't do that. I've got to be here on Sunday to clean out the fridge. Because on a Sunday, as you know, he cleans the community fridge. So we had to shift the whole 3 days backwards a day because he insisted on being there for that fridge. That's the kind of man he is. So that's what's going to happen.
Are you actually going to have Merlin for his birthday? I don't have a calendar in front of me. His birthday is the 3rd.
The 3rd, yeah, that's after we get back.
Oh,
That's after we get back is his birthday. Sadly, it's not while we're away.
Gabriel and we put our heads together and we came up with a pretty good idea for a present for Merlin. So on his birthday, he's going to get a present. It's something he would have never thought about purchasing for himself. It never in a million years. It absolutely is something that he desperately needs and doesn't know it.
It will be very useful. And we'll report back at the next show.
Yeah, video to follow.
Yeah. What's happening in the comments there, Jeff? I'm seeing symbols I've not seen before. We've got new people in.
Let's see. Darren Tribe says, love you, Jeff. Thank you very much. I enjoy doing this show and I enjoy doing videos. Let's see. Station Master says, don't forget the class 139, but you just said about that.
Yeah. Oh, that's a bucket list item for me.
Jackie says, I've been to Bridgnorth many times and Stourbridge, where my sister lives. I lived in Dudley, West Midlands.
I know Bridgnorth very well. It's not very far from Shrewsbury, which isn't very far from Welshpool, which is pretty much where my mum and dad lived. And we went there quite frequently for day trips. And funnily enough, the first time I seriously thought there was something wrong with my dad was in Bridgnorth, because we went to the the vernacular railway. Now, normally my dad's an engineer, or was an engineer, and he loves stuff like that. He would have been in there, he'd have been talking to the driver, asking how it works, what size engines it got, how does it brake. He'd be there. And we said, come on then, Dad, let's go on. No, not interested. And we ended up going for a walk around the castle instead. And that was the first time. So it's got poignant memories for me when I get there. But it's an amazing place. It's built on a rocky crag. It's an incredible town.
I think the first time we noticed my mother, was she went to a garage sale. Well, you guys would call it boot sale.
Yeah.
And she bought a pair of binoculars, and she was very obsessed with them. I think that's the first time that us kids kind of walked away and said, there's something going on here that we don't understand.
Yeah.
Barry West said, I can't, where was it? He said, I can't imagine them running off Merlin. Haven't you learned in your long life, Barry? Have not you learned? If you do not walk the walk and talk the talk like everybody else, if you're a free thinker, if you do things a little bit different, it's like you're challenging everyone around you. It's, haven't you learned?
It's interesting because I wanted to take the newspaper to task, and I did the research, and it no longer exists, sadly, as a newspaper, because you can look it up. When we make the film, we will put it on screen so you can see it. It's definitely they wanted him out of town. There was a lynching mob there, boy. If that had been in America, he would have been lynched.
Jackie says, I have bought the Starbucks glass bottle mocha from my local co-op. It's chilled but no ice, so it doesn't dilute. Not really a coffee drinker, more tea for me. I'll tell you, if you have access to those Starbucks things, dump one of those in and put chocolate milk in it and dump it over ice. It's actually pretty tasty.
There you go.
Jackie says, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it in front of me anymore, but she said that her profile picture was one of her relatives' wedding, and they were all dressed in their Sunday best, and that she was the oldest of 5, I think is what it said. Not seeing it immediately in front of me. Wandering Ponderer says, sorry, Gabe, but I'm a teetotaler these days.
Yeah, me too. In the pub yesterday, all I drank was coffee.
I've never had alcohol that I really ever drank that I said was amazing, that, was delicious, except I used to work at a place years ago in Astoria, Oregon, and I worked with this guy, and I said, we were talking about drinking. It was a weekend, he was going to go drinking. I said, I'm not really a drinker. I've never really had alcohol that I like. He goes, oh man, I make wine. He says, and it's really good. He says, it's really tasty. And he brought a Gouda bag, one of those leather bags, with this water. He made watermelon wine. And I have to say, that stuff was very tasty.
Really? My dad made wine when I was a kid. I remember, and it's strange because I don't like parsnips. I don't like the smell of parsnips. I don't like even being in the same room as parsnips. But he made a parsnip wine, and I remember it being famous as one of the best wines he ever made. And I got to taste it, and it didn't taste the parsnips, but it was nice. Yeah, it was nice.
Barry Webb says, yes, you're right, Jeff. They don't always like free thinkers. That's right.
Yeah. And
right. If you doubt it, move to Utah.
Yeah, hi. It's good. And Darren, I'll be in touch with you guys tomorrow before I come up on Thursday.
Andrew says the Odyssey will make a great video, so pleased you said you'd film it. Yes, I'm looking forward to it too. I will be doing some microwave popcorn for that one.
I can't wait. And we've got some other interesting plans coming up as well. One of our biggest videos each year is the carnival, the Chiltern Carnival, Bridgewater Carnival, what we're going to call it, where we get all the floats and all the lights, and they're all put together each year by carnival clubs. And these clubs each have a shed, and they build these, I think they're called floats is the correct term for them, each year, and they design a new one. Well, I've been given the honoured position of I've been invited in by one of the clubs. I'm not saying who, I'm not saying anything, but I've been invited in by one of the clubs to talk to them, film them as they build their float, and find out what goes into it. Why do they do it? Because people come along each year and they go, oh, wow, pretty lights, wow. What they don't realise is there's groups of people work hours and hours and hours on these things, and they do it because they're raising money for charities. The whole thing is a charity raising event. When they come past, people are throwing coins at them as they come past. So I want to go in and I want to tell the story of how it came about, what started this off. It has links back to Guy Fawkes. So it's got links in history. I mean, the lights are a modern take on flames and that sort of lighting. So I want to actually tell the story of how it came about and show this particular club with their float, and it looks like we might be able to get cameras on the float itself as it goes through Glastonbury, which will be totally amazing if this can all come together. What will happen is I will film the carnival itself as I normally do on the Saturday, and then we'll probably leave it a week, maybe a couple of weeks, and then I'll release this video, because obviously all of these guys, it's a big kept secret. Nobody knows what they're doing. Nobody knows who's doing what. And so, I mean, I'm sworn to not let it out. And obviously, I'm going to respect that 100%. So 2 weeks after the film is released for the carnival, this will come out. And then next year, they said, well, next year you can come in from the very beginning and actually see how we come up with the ideas. And because they take the old float apart and then start to build a new one. And they're just at the point now where it was sort of it was like one evening in the week and a weekend. Now it's getting to the point where they're going to be there every night. So I'm going to be popping in and out and seeing how they're getting on and putting this film together. And I'm really, really excited.
I gotta say, that electric parade thing that they do in Glastonbury, that was absolutely incredible.
It's mind blowing. It is. I mean, the technical, what they do. I mean, a lot of those vehicles are the tractors that they've repurposed, and the specialized chassis they build. Incredible, but not as incredible as the story behind it. And that's what I want to get into. I want to tell the story of the carnival.
Jackie says, that's right, Jeff. 3 girls and 2 boys. And Andrew Norris says, parsnip wine. Now, I'd like to try that. I'll tell you, I don't have the link. Maybe Andrew will tell us how you can find it. But several years ago, he did a couple of videos about them harvesting the plums in his village and making wine out of it. And what they, had to do, put it in the barrels and all that, and showed how they distill it down and all that. I watched it like 10 or 15 times. It was very interesting. And one of the villagers, when he's making this wine, he would sing when he did it. Could he sing good? I don't know, but he was loud and it was very joyful. It really was very enjoyable. So we made brandy, not wine, Jeff. Yes, it was brandy. Yes. And it was, those videos are very enjoyable.
Yeah. I mean, it always seems like an awful lot of work has to go into it. It's a long-winded process, isn't it? It's a labor of love, a lot of these alcoholic drinks.
Yeah. That stuff fermented a long time, and there was processes that they had to go through in the interim. It was very interesting. Andrew says that was Micah who sang "Nice Guy." Yes, he was. Yes, he was. I would hate to be his liver, but
Yes. Oh, dear. Other news. Before I forget,
the Ponderer. Send the Ponderer link so he can join us.
I'll do that while I'm doing this. I had a chat with Bridget in the pub when I was in there yesterday, and as a result of that little chat, we are going to be doing a live stream show from the Beckett's, from the pub. So rather than my dour surroundings in my video studio here, we'll actually be in the pub, and so we'll hopefully get some local characters to come along. We'll certainly get Merlin to pop up, and maybe a few other guests to come and join us live on the night. And of course, if you're in Glastonbury and you want to come down, come and join us at the Beckett's Inn. That's going to be a lot of fun, I think. And I also bumped into our curate yesterday. So this is almost like Bernie's Village Notices, isn't it? I bumped into our curate yesterday, and he's going to be coming on the show at some point as a guest, talking about what he wants to talk about. You may have seen the interview I did with him a while ago on the channel. So yeah, that's an interesting one. Now we are running out of time. It's getting on for 10 to 9. So I'm just going to send this link across to young Dave Ponder. I can call him young now because he's 70. Paste.
Yeah, everybody wants to find out what he did for his birthday yesterday and how he's doing really quick.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So while we wait for him to click the link and turn up, we've got a little bit of footage. I don't know if this is going to work. This is an ad hoc thing. This was the night at the Abbey the other night. I can't remember what this is. But if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I'll stop it.
My friends, how are you? Now, I can see the lovely guys at the front. I can't see anything back there, but I can see a snake of lights over there. And when they waggle, that means, yes, I'm taking that as applause. So, how are you all doing out there? It's come to that time of the night. It's the last act on this stage. Bubbles! Sorry, at the back there's bubbles. There are bubbles at the front, so if you want to come and dance, now is your time to come to the front. There is room. Do not step into the vortex, and try not to stand on the grave of King Arthur. He gets very narky, and he won't come back from Avalon when England's in danger if you keep standing on him. Right, before we have the Daft Monkeys of more than one, that there are several, we are going to do a quick thank you to Simon and the stage team for putting on such a fantastic show for you in this event. Hoorah! Let's just do an old-fashioned hip-hip parade. Hip-hip! 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 I can't believe that worked. That was marvellous. I'd like to take a photograph of you all, but literally I can see nothing. So I'm going to, because it would be silly. So I know, don't change the lighting. Let's just make it absolutely rubbish, because that's the way I like to live. So, oh, it's just brilliant. Jazz hands, 3, 2, 1, go! Oh my God, that actually looks really good. Oh, well done. Right. Right. You sexy lot, are you ready for some music? Yeah! And don't forget, we're all gonna go from here afterwards, and not a second before they finish, and then we're gonna dance our faces off for Newton Faulkner, correct? Yeah! Well, let's just went no at the front. Anyway, we need a little trickle of applause. It's please, Daft Monkeys!
Well then, that was a bit of infill while we waited for the lovely Mr. P to turn up. It's the birthday boy himself, Mr. David, the Wandering Ponderer. Good evening, David.
It's a no smoking house. You should be doing that, right?
Oh, well, Tommy Cooper's playing up
You
again.
want to light?
Oh, here he is. Look.
Who wants to
Tommy.
light?
He's going to show us his cigar rolling skills. The Ponderer rolled him a cigar.
That's not too bad. That's not too bad.
Now you get a job in Havana.
You reckon? But aren't they supposed to be dusky ladies rolling it on their bare thigh or something? Or is
Oh,
that
yes. Yes. That's why Tommy likes them.
I must have been reading the wrong book. What do you want?
He thought that was funny.
Can't get started.
Ponderer, tell us what you did for your birthday yesterday. I know that the kids took you out to dinner.
Hold on. Telling a joke.
They brought him back again.
I won't. You don't want me to tell him the joke. Oh, okay. Tommy was telling me that for one of his birthdays many years ago, he was given the gift of a pilot's course to fly an aeroplane.
Okay.
Wonderful. Yeah, you're going to tell it? Oh my God! I'll tell it. And he said a couple of weeks later he got a phone call. I told him. I said to him, "You've got to. Oh, I've got to get my voice down for it." He said, the guy on the phone said, "You passed. Flying colours." He said, "Great. Great." He said, "When can I get to fly an aircraft?" He said, "Unfortunately, you've got to take another test." He said, "What's that?" "Well, you passed the test for flying colours. Now you've got to learn how to fly an aircraft."
Yeah, that is a typical Tommy Cooper joke, isn't it? I can see him saying that. So
Did I
he's,
did I do it right?
so what else did you do? Tell us what you did for your birthday.
Well, yesterday, with lots of visits from the various people, we ended up going out for a meal. They sprung it on me. We went to a harvester for a meal in the afternoon, and I was stuffed. I mean, I'd had a day of, cakes and nibbles, and then I'm faced with this meal. But you can't resist, can you, Jeff? Just can't resist.
No, you know that the picture of your dinner that you showed me that actually looked pretty good. I would have needed two more of them, but it looked really good.
Well, I trimmed my portion down. I made sure that I had something I had a reasonable chance of eating. It was a bit of a case of ponder v food, and I lost.
Oh dear, that's not a good thing.
I couldn't eat it all. There was so much, and then after I'd eaten, and everybody knew I couldn't eat, they decided that I should have a pudding, and so I had this. I thought, well, what's the best pudding to have when you can't eat anymore? Is ice cream, because that reduces to a liquid. So I had the ice cream equivalent of a lemon meringue pie, which was lovely. It was lovely. But the waitress brought it out with a candle on it, all lit for me to blow out. That's why they wanted me to have a pudding, because they...
Wow. So what's it like being 70, Dave?
What's it like being 70?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just discovering it day by day. I think it's not too bad.
Does it have any advantages?
I don't know. I haven't been 70 long enough to have any advantages. I'm not allowed to take advantage. I know that.
Yeah, go off and make a spreadsheet of all the advantages and all the disadvantages and report back so that we know what we're heading for.
I tick a tick box of, okay.
Yeah, that would be good.
You've done
it. We did it, yeah, exactly. Anything in the comments there, Jeff?
Emma wants to know, or Emma says, I like the little yellow guy. What's its name? It's actually a keep-on.
Yeah, he keeps on and on and on, and he won't stop, will you? No, he won't. He's got an opinion about everything, haven't you? Yeah.
He actually, he was designed to be a companion for people that are autistic, that have communication difficulties and all that. And he is actually, that was what he was designed for, was to be given. He responds to music and voice and all that, but he has minimal features so that it doesn't cause people that have communication difficulties, it doesn't cause them anxiety or anything. It was in a very famous video that was put out by Wired Magazine. As a matter of fact, it was one of the earliest videos ever put on YouTube. I'm sure if you search for Keep On Wired Magazine, I'm sure it'll come up.
Yeah, and he won't shut up. I mean, whatever I say, he's got an opinion on it. See what I mean?
So, Dave, what are you going to do for the next 70 years?
Yeah, good question.
Depends on how much energy I have. I thought you was going to ask Tommy how he feels about being here.
Yeah, is he been pretty happy? Does he raid the icebox at night?
What do you like? What do you like about being here? Oh, that's cigars. It's good. Cigars, yeah. What don't you like? Stinky candles. Stinky candles. He don't like the stinky candle.
I don't like stinky candle. Like that. Yeah, we don't do that. Yeah.
What about that stinky cigar?
Emma wants to know where she can get a Keep On. I will tell you what I will do, Emma. They're actually pretty rare. There's not an overabundance of them around. I will try and find you one. I will do my very best. So stay tuned. It might take a while, but I will try and find you one.
They are great companions, and I mean, Keep On here is as much part of the show as Jeff or me, because he wouldn't let us do it otherwise.
He's very animated when you play music. What he's doing just from voice is actually very little of what he's capable of.
Yeah. Any more comments out there, Jeff? Anything?
Allison O'Brien says you're only as old as you feel. 70 is still young.
Apparently, you're only as old as who you feel. Apparently.
Jacqueline says happy birthday for yesterday.
Thank you.
Darren Tribe says, hello, Jeff. What part of America are you from? I was born in Chico, California. I was primarily raised in Seaside, Oregon, but my parents were complete gypsies. And I live now, when I'm home, in Montesano, Washington, which is where I'm at right now, which is a little bit south of Seattle. And it's pretty close to the coast. It's by Aberdeen.
Beautiful place as well. Although it's going to be more, you're not going to be associated with that once you're in your RV so much, are you?
The idea of going to a sunnier climate kind of appeals to me. Ryan says, can you say hello to me? Hello, Ryan. You are featured in one of Gabriel's upcoming videos. And everyone will enjoy it very much.
We've run out of time tonight to show it. I did have a little clip of Ryan's escapades today. But on Friday, this week's video is another one in the series of Ryan reviews. Now, he's reviewed the Slim Chickens, and that was a success. He's reviewed Sean the Chef. Now, you've seen Sean the Chef on the channel before because I've reviewed his food before, but Ryan particularly wanted to do it, so I took him along Sunday to the Ritz Day with all the motorbikes, which is where we filmed that. But we had a battle on our hands. Ryan will tell you, we struggled because there was this band on and they just wouldn't stop. And there wasn't even a gap between the tunes. They just kept going on, and all they were doing it was like 80s and 70s music, but there was no break, and they just kept going and going and going, and then they stopped, and we started the interview, and within 20 seconds they started playing piped music. So I said to Ryan jokingly, Ryan, go over there and get him to give us 10 minutes with no music, will you? And he did it. Fair play to Ryan. He went over there and he said to the guy, look, we're doing a YouTube video. Could you give us a few minutes of silence? And the guy did. and we got all of the interview and everything. We got the whole thing filmed right there and then. But it was a real struggle. But it was a good day, and as ever, he's brilliant. And next adventure is going to be Zaza Bazaar in Bristol when we can get that organised. If you've never been there, Zaza Bazaar, look it up. It's amazing. You pay by the hour to go in. And when you get in there, there's food being cooked from all around the world, and you just go and help yourself to it. You know, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, English, American, all sorts. And they have a Mr. Whippy machine that you can operate yourself. I actually got into trouble because I got a bowl and put it under the Mr. Whipping machine, and then noticed adjacent to the Mr. Whipping machine was a chocolate fountain. So what would you do? You think, I've got a big bowl of Mr. Whippy. Let's make a super duper humongous chalk ice. Plate into the fountain. Excuse me, sir, can you not do that? I got into big trouble, but not until I'd created the said chalk ice. But it was good. It was really
Ryan
really
says, I'm up for Bristol. So see, there you go.
There you go. Oh, yeah, well, we have talked about this. It's quite an amazing place. It is quite. Yeah, I know you can't come. I don't care. You can't come. Sorry. They've got an anti-keep-on policy. Yes, no use shaking your head. They have got an anti-keep-on policy.
So, Ponder, do you have an idea for a video for, you normally put your videos out on Saturday?
I have an idea, but I'm not sure that with this week, I'm not sure whether or not I'll get a chance to film it. I do have an idea.
But your videos normally come out Saturday morning, right?
Yeah. I normally film the week that I put the video out. I'm not fortunate enough like Gabe to sort of have a few videos in hand, but it's
Well,
in between things that I have to do. That's
Well, guys, it's 6 minutes past 9. I'm sure all our lovely viewers have got better things to do, so we could probably wind it down. So have you got any final thoughts, Dave?
final thoughts. Have you got any final thoughts, Tommy?
Words of
He
wisdom,
hasn't.
ponderings? No, nothing. Okay.
No
Jeff,
words
over
of
to
wisdom.
Over to you, Jeff.
I think the Stinky Candle needs to go and visit Station Master and Jackie for a little while.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, you could do that. Mine has gone to my daughter. I've offloaded mine already. It's gone. I don't know.
I would not inflict them with the Stinky Candle.
I think we need a second opinion. I think it needs to go and visit Station Master Jackie.
I would second that. I would definitely second that because I mean I've done it. I've already passed mine along. Eventually they're going to land on somebody that genuinely like them. So eventually you're doing somebody a favour.
Well,
I value my friendships.
I guess we should wind this up tonight. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you, Ponderer. Your channel is The Wandering Ponderer. Your videos normally come out on Saturday. We want to be sure and plug your videos because that's what we do. We are here to help one another.
Yeah, and don't forget the Station Masters gathering next Wednesday.
That's right. And Andrew Norris puts out videos under, and he has Andrew Norris 1 and 2. His videos, I very much enjoy his videos.
Yeah, me too. Me too. So anybody and everybody out there, thank you for coming along this week. Hopefully next time, if all goes well, we'll be in the Beckett's, which would be great. And we'll look forward to seeing you there. But for now, thank you for coming. Thank you for Dave for popping in. Thank you, everybody. I don't think there's anything left in the notes that we've forgotten, is there? No. Darren and Go, I'll be contacting you tomorrow. We'll have a phone call tomorrow at some point just to go through my arrival times and everything. looking forward to coming up and seeing you guys. This is going to be a great film. I think it's going to go down like a storm. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to say good night and thank you for everybody for coming in. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Night.